This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Frank Smith here at the weigh-in and the aftermath of a weigh-in for Haney-Prograis. Frank, when you get a weigh-in like that, it really does whet the appetite, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I was just saying, you don't get that kind of atmosphere at a lot of American boxing shows, let alone weigh-ins. So it just shows the scale of this fight and how into it people are. So, it's a good moment, and it's going to be some atmosphere in the Chase Centre tomorrow.
How would you sum up their rivalry as we've drawn ever closer towards fight night, Frank? What have you made of the build-up?
Yeah, look, there's a massive rivalry there, but I think there's also respect, between them of both how good they are at boxing. Look, the back and forth between the teams and everything, that's been a big part of what's made this what it is. But it's great to see rivalry. It's what we need. There's very few fighters on their own right can sell tickets like this, can sell pay-per-views without the right dance partner. This fight has had it all, and that's why we'll see the kind of night we'll see tomorrow night.
When you go into tomorrow night and you think about that main event, who do you feel there's more pressure on at this stage in both of their careers?
I think both of them, honestly. Both of them got a lot of pressure. Devin Haney's already done amazing things for his age, becoming undisputed at 24 years old, was it? Or something like that. Regis Prograis also the number one 140 pounder in the division, I'd say. So, but they both got a lot of pressure on because, from here the winner goes on to massive fights, massive pay-per-view fights. But it's going to be, we're in for a good treat.
Do you understand Regis's frustrations when he talks about it? From his point of view, he feels that maybe Eddie's, maybe Matchroom as well, siding with Devin a little bit more?
I don't think it's about siding with Devin. It's about creating the best possible opportunities for the fighters we represent. Regis Prograis, the fighters we represent, we've delivered the fights we said we would. And I think, look, we've got a relationship with Devin Haney. We've had it since we worked with him when he was 20 years old. We had a few years with him. We've got a great relationship, but we've got a good relationship with Regis as well. So I don't think, for us, or for me especially, it's about putting on massive events. When they get in the ring, we can't do anything about that. Everything else is irrelevant. We want to put on massive events and deliver the best possible opportunities for our fighters and make them as much money as possible, and that's what we do.
Frank, just away from this, obviously one of the biggest talking points which came out today was all of the Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall talk. Just to get your thoughts on their back and forth and Josh turning down the fight offer and saying it was 80% less than what he most recently earned.
Yeah, look, I don't think it was 80% less. I think it was nowhere, but that is what it is. We'll look at the numbers, and we want to make the fight. It's a great fight, but if the numbers don't make sense, they don't make sense, and we look at something else. But we'll have to go away back to the drawing board and see what we can do.
How much longer can you try to negotiate that fight for before you do move on?
Probably a week or so, I'd say. Probably got a week or so on that fight. I've said that about a lot of fights, though. Yeah. So, look, this fight took 8 weeks to make, 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks maybe. The big fights take time, and everyone's got their opinion of what they're worth, and everyone has to be happy, and that's the key. So give it another week and see how we get on.
How much longer?
You're going to ask me about Eubank Benn. 28 to 48 hours. 28?
28. 28.
I don't know, I just made it 4 hours to a day, so I've got extra time to try and make it happen. No, look, if it doesn't get done by this weekend, I've said that quite a few weekends, but this is the weekend. It's 8 weeks away this weekend. If it doesn't get done, it's not happening. It would be a massive shame. I believe it will. I'm confident it will, but I don't know too much. Don't get too close to it, so we'll see.
One final one on it all then. If it isn't Eubank, who else is maybe in the pipeline to step in and face Conor?
I think he then looks at a big fight at 147, whether that be, look, he wants to fight Jaron Ennis, for example. But there's massive fights at 147 to be made, so that'll have to be the focus for us. But right now the focus is making that fight, and let's see how the next 28 to 32 hours go.
You've made even less time for yourself there. Pull time up, but Frank, thank you. I'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, mate.